Hey everybody out there, it's Timothy here with Mana Rocks. We're going to take a break from M19 draft and jump into this Chaos Phantom draft. So we're going to get 3 random packs here. I don't know if that means packs of literally anything or within a certain set or not. Oh, oh, we opened a Modern Masters pack. Oh, sweet. And we opened an Olivia Voldaren. So yeah, uh, and they're marked as chaos packs, so we don't know what we're going to get for the next 2 packs, and we don't know what's going to get passed to us, so there's not a lot we can do here. But we're going to take Olivia. This card is kind of bonkers. Definitely take over a game on its own. This is Modern Masters 3, by the way, 2017, which I thought was a great set. I guess I can't really count on like picking up 3-color cards early on, although both of these 3-color cards are pretty good. There's Guildgate, course, Skyfisher's pretty strong if you have Enter the Battlefield triggers. Rotworm's good in a token deck. Arachnus Web is fine. Coiling Oracle's pretty good. I'm a little hesitant to take these gold cards in a Chaos draft, but Olivia's pretty strong. So we're going to go ahead and take Olivia Voldaren. And getting past Aether Revolt here, Olivia lends itself to a little bit more of an aggressive deck. So Brazen Scourge sticks out. This is a 3-mana 3/3 with haste. Emerald Bruiser, I guess, is fine. A tapped 3/1, but it gets menace if you have an artifact. Ether Trade Wind's also good. I guess there's Tidy Conclusions, just straight up destroy a creature. That's got to be pretty good, right? Take removal spells. Most people are going to have janky decks for the most part, so I don't mind just taking a 5-mana removal spell. New Phyrexia Hex Parasite removes counters from things. Cards I don't know. This is an infect creature. Whenever a source deals damage to Reaper of Sheoldred, the source's controller gets a poison counter. Dementia Bat. I don't think I should be taking infect creatures. Counter targets creature spell. Controller loses a life. Slash Panther seems pretty bad. Numendos. Phyrexian Hulk. Could take Porcelain Legionnaire. What is Necropouncer? 6 mana. +3/+1 in haste. Hex Parasite seems like it's probably pretty bad. Yeah, to Porcelain Legionnaire. It's an artifact for 1, which goes with Tidy Conclusion, and even though it's got white in its mana cost, it has new Phyrexian mana, so you don't necessarily have to be white to play it, and you could just, take some damage to play a 2-mana 3/1 first striker, which has got to be pretty good. Ooh, Timoret. We're in Theros now. All right, I'm digging this. Timoret's pretty sweet if you have creatures worth sacrificing. Other than that, it's just kind of a 2-mana 2/2. Can come back from the graveyard. This pack seems a little bit on the weak side. Crone Hoplite would be nice if you're going wide, so Porcelain Legionnaire, but Timoret is kind of on color with the 2 cards I've got here. And nothing else really stands out here. I guess Arena Athlete would be pretty good, but you need ways to target it, which can't really count on. I feel like in this sort of format, whatever format it is we've got going on here, you should take less synergistic cards and more raw, powerful cards. Chitinous Cloak, this is Battle for Zendikar or Oath of the Gatewatch? No, this is Oath of the Gatewatch, I believe. Slaughter Drone, not very good. Definitely shouldn't be drafting cards that need colorless. Expedition Raptor's pretty good. Crumbled Vestige can help with a splash. And we're probably going to take Zada's Commando. Just another pretty good first striker. That gives us 2 really good 2-drop first strike creatures. I doubt Cohort's going to come up very much, but we'll be on the lookout for it. Netcaster Spider seems fine. Rune in their Wake is a little bit awkward. Yeah, I'll go and take Zada's Commando here. Oh, what is this? This is M10. 7 mana 9/9 Shroud. That actually seems really strong. What is Soul Bleed? Enchant creature at the beginning of upkeep of enchanted creature's controller. That player loses life. Not really into that. Yawning Fissure. It's like, oh, I'm a fissure. Each opponent sacks a land. For 5 mana, what? Wow, these are some pretty bad cards. Up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn. Rod of Ruin deals damage. Man, look at that mana cost, though. I'm going to take this Giant Shroud creature. Maybe if we audible into green, there's something there. We've got Original Zendikar now. Magma Rift sack a land, deal 5 to target creature. Colony Heart Expedition could be a thing. There's also a refuge here. Maybe we end up like playing Jund colors and having the refuge would be nice, but Heart Expedition seems like it'd be pretty good at that already, right? If we end up playing green, maybe, a 9/9 Shroud is pretty good. This doesn't trample or anything, then Colony Heart Expedition would be pretty nice. And this whole pack is basically just red-green cards. Spire Barrage pays you off for having a bunch of mountains. Nah, not drafting allies, even though I do have an ally here. I'm going to take Colony Heart Expedition. This card has pretty high upside. 4 mana, players don't lose unspent mana. Oh god. Another First Striker with Flash. This card seems pretty strong. Robe of Mirrors, Dusk Imp. Bunch of nonsense card. 3 mana, 3/3 that has to attack each turn. This is interesting, but I don't really see a need for it in this deck. Guess it's a way to store up mana for Olivia. Don't lose unspent mana. Well, I mean, I'm Phantom drafting. I might as well take a super situational card and see if there are things that go on with it. I'm doing this just for fun, so I don't necessarily have to build the most powerful deck out there. But I could see this doing some work. Probably won't end up playing it. It's a little bit weird. If the opponent has mana sinks, it lets them use it, but you could like potentially tap out one turn and then use all your mana the next turn. So back to our original pack. Looks like Rakdos Guildgate might be the good pick here. I don't want Molten Rain. I don't want Thundersong Trumpeter. Could place a Draxus Alchemist. Or I'm sorry, Spectre, not Alchemist. Mortician Beetle's pretty bad. Just going to take a Guildgate here over, say, Thunderous Wrath. Make sure my mana's fine. Bunch of nonsense. Wily Bandar, Cat Monkey. There, we got us a little Cat Monkey here. Built to Smash and Inventor's Fair, or Inventor's Apprentice are both pretty bad. Guess I'll take Built to Smash in case I do go down the super aggressive route. I don't like Wily Bandar as a card in general, and I don't want the other guy there. Dispatch with 1 artifact seems pretty bad. What are you, a 5/4 for 6? Destroy target artifact or land. Guess I'll take this Necro Pouncer. It doesn't seem very good, but it's something. Fleet Feather Sandals or Titan Strength. Equipped creature gets haste and flying. Can't even equip this because of Shroud, so guess I'll take Titan. Nah, I'll take the generic card here. Maybe we actually do end up in a weird artifact deck. Ooh, Ruin in their Wake seems nice. We're not going to have any wastes here. Or at least it's very unlikely, but it is kind of a rampant growth. So I could see wanting that. This card is bad. We're not playing that. Ooh, and the full art? Let's go. This is a Phantom draft, so not really anything worth doing here. All right, so Lorwyn, Sower of Temptation, unfortunately not playing that. Windburst Kite's also not playing that. The Changeling with haste, it's a 5/3 with haste. Is a vampire. It is a ally. Other than that, I don't think it matters too much. I don't know these cards very well. I know this one, it makes 3/1s. Ingot Chewer also could be a really good sideboard card. Judge of Currents. We're looking at basically green, red, black. Weed Strangle's another 5 mana, destroy a creature. Shimmer and Grotto, hopefully wheels. And what are you? Target attacking creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. That seems really good. Kithkin Dagger Dare. I'm probably going to take this little Berserker guy. Oh, you have to champion a creature for this one. That I like a little bit less. This card seems super strong, though, if I'm attacking, especially with First Strikers, so I might go ahead and take this. Looks like green is actually going to be one of our primary colors here. I've only done the one Lorwyn draft back when it was online. This card seems like it could be really annoying to play against. What is this? Mirrodin? Dragon Blood. 3 mana. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Battle Gnomes is okay. Thought Prison, super annoying. This card's super weird. You can read it. Pause the video and read it if you want. Contaminated Bond, 2 mana enchant creature. Whenever it attacks or blocks, its controller loses 3 life. Deconstruct, destroy an artifact, get 3 green mana. This spell bomb gains 5 life. Affinity for artifacts pumps your toughness. Just basic equipment here. Ooh, Leaden Mirror. Probably going to take that. There's also Disciple of the Vault. but this is a very synergistic card. We're not going to have that many artifacts. Leaden Mirror seems great. It's just a ramp card in general. It's a colorless ramp card nonetheless, so it's kind of like a little bit of a rampant growth. I don't know very much about Mirrodin, but I do know all of these mirror that tap for mana are pretty high picks, and it seems like it's just going to be good no matter what. Oh wow, Phyrexian Tower. Cathodian seems like it could be pretty strong. Fecundity. What broken set is this? This is Urza's something something. Hollow Dogs. Attacks as a 5/3. Destroy target land with Cycle in. Pro Red. Pro Black. Oh my god, how could you ever play limited with this set? Hey, look, it's Zancha. Please don't take that card. Reflexes. Enchant creature has first strike. What is it? Is it like a dinosaur attacking a like He Troll or something? Polluted Mire's nice too. This pack is full of strong stuff. Phyrexian Tower lets you sack a creature to get double black. I don't know how many expendable creatures we're going to have here, so I'm kind of not really digging that. Probably going to take Cathodian. Just a 3-mana 3/3. Could also consider Fecundity. This card's pretty broken, but it is a symmetrical effect. So if your opponent has creatures dying, then they're going to be drawing cards. Didn't read this one. Enchant creature gets -2/-0. Return it to its owner's hand when it goes to the graveyard. Yeah, I'll take Cathodian. Colorless card, 3 mana. Ooh, Broodkeeper. We don't have enchantments to put on it, unfortunately. Charging Rhino's fine. This is what, M15? Yeah, I've played quite a bit of M15. I do like Covenant of Blood. And I think that might be my pick. It's either that or like the Willforged Golem. We actually end up with a couple artifacts here. 1, 2, 3. Willforged Golem is fine. Not really that much better than like Charging Rhino. Clear a Path. I like Covenant of Blood though. This card's decent. Super expensive, but it has Convoke. Takes out a creature and gains you 4 life. I feel like you should prioritize removal spells here. There's a Mind Sculpt in this pack. There was a Tome Scour in one of the other packs. The Mill 5 for 1 mana and the Mill 7 for 2 mana. Gonna take Covenant of Blood over Charging Rhino here. I think this card's probably pretty good. Morningtide. I don't know these cards. This Graveyard Hate, Random Changeling, Artifact Enchantment Hate. Moonglove Changeling could be something. Gains Death Touch. Mudbutton Clanger. Beginner of your upkeep, look at top card of your library. Shares creature type with Mudbutton Clanger. You may reveal it. If you do, put a counter on it. Oh, there's also Warspite Change, and this one's another first striking guy. 3 damage to any target, but you have to sack a land. Seems like it could be good. I'm probably taking one of these 2 changelings here. The Death Touch Changeling or the First Strike Changeling. I feel like I want this one considering what I already have. Yeah, maybe I get that Moonglove Changeling back. We're in Worldwake now. This is some goblin payoff. Ruin Ghost blinks lands. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, if you control a swamp, you may have them discard a card. That actually seems good. This one gives allies +1/+0 whenever it or another ally enters. This one just gets counters and can't block. 4 mana 2/2 gets +2/+2 for landfall. Explore's really nice. I might take Explore. This card also seems pretty good. And then what's this? Mire's Toll. Target player reveals a number of cards in their hand equal to the number of swamps you control. You choose one of them, they discard that card. I'm going to take Explore. Explore's pretty busty. You get it on turn 2. Random Ixalan cards now. This is kind of fun. I'm not going to lie. Costly Plunder. Again, I don't have expendable creatures. I might take Fire Shrine Keeper. I am kind of a ramp deck. A little bit. I have Explore, Colony Heart Expedition, Leaden Mirror. Fire Shrine Keeper could do the trick. There's not really anything else. I would consider Costly Plunder here, but I don't think I'm going to end up playing it. We're just full on Jund. Alright, some more Theros cards. I know these. I like Mardu's Skull Hunter. Leaping Master's pretty bad. Archer's Parapet could be a really good blocker. And then this is just a bad morph. Man, morphs have got to be insane in this format. You just never know what set your opponent has. You can't play around like any of them. Jeskai Charm's really good, but we obviously can't cast it. Leaning towards, I mean, it's one of these 2. Probably the Skull Hunter. I don't think I want to be sitting back just defending, even though this card is decent. I do want to be attacking, and Skull Hunter's pretty good. Just makes them discard when it comes into play. This can give trample, so we're back to the Warwind pack. Mudbutt and Torch Runner seems okay, and it's actually a pretty good creature to sack to like Timoret. I can also ping it off with Olivia Voldaren, which is kind of cool. Outside of that, doesn't seem like it does too much. But I like the card. I don't know how much I need Artifact or Enchantment hate. I'm sure I'm going to die to something busted at some point. This thing came back. Doesn't matter too much. Guess I'll take Disciple of the Vault. I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, only 3 artifacts. It's not that great. Whenever enchanted creature attacks or blocks, this could be a sideboard card. This gives +0, +1. Yeah, I'm not super into too much that's there. Phyrexian Tower came back. I kind of like this a little bit more now that I have Mudbutt and Torch Runner and Cathodian. Could definitely go off. I don't think I want anything else here. Rune of Protection red. And do I want Hollow Dogs? Basically a really bad vanilla creature that attacks as a pretty poor vanilla creature. I'll consider Phyrexian Tower here. Good sign that a bunch of red cards are coming back. Do I have anything to put on Broodkeeper? Awful Snout. Elemental. 3 mana 2/2. It has flash, exiles cards from graveyard. Not super into that. Quest for the Goblin Lord. Guess Ruin Ghost. Like, none of these do anything, right? So whenever a goblin enters, yeah, we'll just take Ruin Ghost. There's no way we play that quest. Anything to put on Brood? I don't think so. I don't think we have any enchantments we're sticking on this Broodkeeper. Alright, so looks like first modern... Oh no, this is Modern Master. Yeah, this is the first Modern Masters, which is a full-on synergy set. There's Executioner's Capsule, which is pretty good against non-black decks. Sudden Shock, which is pretty decent and uninteractable. I remember Deep Cavern Imp being a pretty good card. This guy's not that great. Penumbra Spider, Empty the Warrens, Pallid, Mycoderm are all pretty good. Pyrite Spellbomb's fine. I would take Sudden Shock over Pyrite Spellbomb. And then, ooh, Wrathy Trapper. Plus Torrent of Stone's okay. Do I want the full-on removal spell or the little tapper? I think Wrathy Trapper is fantastic. I might just take this. It's a tapper. Actually, I should probably consider like what my actual colors are. I've got decent... It looks like I'm going to be full-on 3 colors here, which is not exactly where I want to be, but it's kind of where I'm at. I don't have enough artifact synergy that I need Capsule. I'm just going to go and take the Trapper. Plague Boiler is a very weird card. It can destroy a bunch of non-land permanents. Ooh, Drooling Grudion's nice. Cleansing Beam's a little bit weird. Shoots down a creature for 2 and then hits everything else with the same color as it for 2. Target player loses 2 life when this dies. Strands of Undeath is nice. It's basically a Mind Rot that also regenerates a creature. The beginning of your upkeep, put a play counter on Boiler. Put a play counter. Yeah, this is a very slow board wipe. Kind of want Drooling Grudion here. Don't really have a lot of things that I'm really looking to sacrifice. Clinging Darkness doesn't seem great. Could take Mortarvine Cloak too to go with our first strikers and our Broodkeeper. But there's a good chance that comes back. A lot of good cards in this pack. Bramble Elemental, another payoff. Cleansing Beam seems like it could be insane against certain decks, though, so I'm probably going to take it and watch out. Sorry, I just... this looks hideous. Whoa, Pyrotechnics. Oh my god, what is this? Nocturnal Raid. Black creatures get +2/+0 until... What? Why? Okay. What set is this? 7th edition? This thing. Scathe Zombies, Hill Giant. Pyrotechnics is busto. Divide up 4 damage as you choose. Blocks or becomes block gets -1/-1 until end of... Oh, and then a foil one, which looks hideous. This card seems strong. 4 mana, 3/3 that regenerates. I'm going to take Pyrotechnics. We'll just have all the removal and a bunch of crappy creatures. Now we're on... What is this? Legions, maybe? This is the set that's all creatures. Sacrifice 3 clerics. I'm done reading that. It's turn for create X 1/1 red. Ooh, this seems like it could be pretty good. Let's see, you flip it up for 5, you get 2 goblins. Okay, Embalmed Brawler, 3 mana 2/2, amplify 1, so you reveal a bunch of zombies and attacks, you lose 1. Ooh, that seems really bad. Goblin Firebug, 2 mana 2/2, when it leaves battlefield, sack a land. Infernal Caretaker, 4 mana 2/2, more for 4. Turn face up, return all zombies. Skirk Outrider, as long as you control a beast, gets +2/+2 and has trample. It could be okay. We've got a couple beasts. And then this one deals 2 to any target when it's flipped face up. Visually destroy target artifact or enchantment. I think I'm going to take this Trumpeter here. Seems like it could be a pretty good morph. Dismantle, destroys artifacts. If an artifact had counters on it, put that many +1/+1 counter on any artifact you control. This is Darksteel, Wirefly High, flip a coin if you win flip. Yeah, I'm not doing any coin flipping. Modular 3, Droll and Ogre. Sorry, I don't know any of these. Whenever a player casts an artifact spell, they gain control of this thing. Destroy target artifact and all other artifacts with the same name. Pay 1 life, gets +1/+. Ooh, this seems pretty good. Some Wolf. When it becomes blocked by an artifact creature, target land becomes an artifact in addition to its other types. That'd be cool if we had the artifact destruction cards. Might just take like a sideboard card here, like this Dismantle seems like it could be okay. Just everything in this pack destroys things. That bat's probably pretty good too. Chandra's Phoenix is fine. I do actually have ways to get it back too. I have a couple red instants or sorceries that actually deal damage. Battle Sliver's pretty bad. Academy Raider has Intimidate and lets you rummage whenever it attacks. Deadly Recluse is a nice one. Probably going to take this. Chandra's Phoenix is cool and all. I guess this is a creature you can sacrifice and then maybe get back later. But probably going to take Deadly Recluse. Maybe if this wasn't a 3-mana 1/1, I'd like it a little bit more. Ranger's Guile's a okay protection spell. Basically a small blossom in defense. Do I want Chandra's Phoenix here? Nah, I'm going to take the Recluse. Good number of defensive cards. Knowledge Pool. No. Shriekhorn enters battlefield with 3 charge counters. Remove charge counter and target player for some mill card. And then Tangle Hulk regenerates. I played with this card once before. Knowledge Pool is super janky and weird, and I don't think I'm playing that. Dragon Hatchling seems like it could be fine. Serpent's Gift, 3 mana, gains Death Touch. That's a lot of mana to just get Death Touch. Don't want Trumpet Blast. Probably don't want Mog Flunkies. So Dragon Hatchling it is. Probably take Mog Flunkies though. Got some curve outs where Mog Flunkies might be pretty good. Ooh, Sudden Shock came back. There's also Deep Cavern Imp, which is a pretty good card. And there's also Pyrite Spellbomb, which is a pretty good card, but I'll take Sudden Shock here. Bramble Elemental. I don't know this card. Deals 2 damage to you when it dies. Take the Coal Hauler Swine. Deals that much damage to each player. It's not very good, is it? Bramble Elemental would be super sweet, but I don't really have the enchantments to put on it. I'll go ahead and take probably something that doesn't really matter. Go and take Reign of Embers, sideboard card. Back when red couldn't have bears. Circle of Protection. I'm not going to play anything else out of that pack. And what was this? Leaves play, sack a land. As long as you control beast, gets +2/+2 and trample. I'm trying to make decisions on the fly here with cards I don't really know. These older sets, they get me. I don't know cards from Legions. I mean, here's 2 beasts right off the bat, so maybe that's something, right? This is also a beast. This is the thing where they gain control of it whenever they cast an artifact. And then this turns lands into artifacts for some sick, twisted reason. Smelt as a sideboard card. We actually have a bunch of ways to destroy artifacts. But we'll have to figure this out here. Definitely don't have mana fixin', so playing a 3-color deck is a little bit sketch. I guess we have Ruin in their wake and Kalani Heart Expedition as a way to fetch up lands. So we're not like completely dead here. Phyrexian Tower, I'm kind of not really digging here since I'm playing a 3-color deck. My finishers are like a 9/9 and Olivia. Upwelling is probably a little bit too ambitious for me to play. Although, I guess it's kind of cool with, like, Cathodian, Lead and Mirror. These are just ways to add extra mana to my mana pool. Yeah, this type of card you play it and it doesn't really do anything right away, so probably don't need it. Timuret seems kind of weak. Very mana intensive, not going to get paid off for it very much. We don't have a lot of creatures we want to sacrifice in the first place, plus our removal's pretty good as it is. Or at least our removal feels pretty good. We have Pyrotechnics, a 5-mana kill spell, Covenant of Blood. Cleanse and Beam can be insane against certain decks and bad against others. Probably going to cut Broodkeeper here. So I don't have enchantments to put on creatures. what a janky mess. What a complete mess here. And then maybe like Mog Flunkies. We're like a weird mix of aggro cards, ramp cards, and control cards. I don't love it. Could cut like Cleanse and Beam until I know I'm against a deck where that's going to be good, but Cleanse and Beam's usually pretty good. Or at least the few Ravnica drafts I did, that card was absurd. Can't really say anything's going to be good in this sort of format. Someone could have just opened like some nut rares that we don't know about. This card seems pretty strong if we can ramp into it. Outside of that, could cut like Fire Shrine Keeper. Card seems a little bit on the weaker side. Yeah, alright. We figured it out, I guess. And we have a lot of commitment to a lot of different things. So, I think I want to be 17 lands. Do I want Necro Pouncer? 6 mana 3/1 haste is so bad, but you can equip it to give +3/+1. Gives haste as well. Fleet Feather Sandals I don't really want. Yeah, I'm kind of not into it. I guess I'll be on the lookout here for creatures that have to attack or something like that. And then we've got a lot of sideboard options, I guess. Let's see what the suggested lands are first. Yeah, this looks about right. Probably need more green, though. Oh, I don't want this Plains, though. They're putting the Plains in for the Porcelain Legionnaire, but we're never paying white mana for that. Let's go and get our Guildgate in there. Do need to switch this up a little bit. Covenant of Blood. You can tap a black creature to pay for the black mana. It's not really happening too much. Let me look at my beast real quick. I have 1. I think I have 3. This card seems pretty bad without a beast, though, so I'm probably going to leave it alone. Destroy target artifact. I'm just thinking maybe I should cut some of the black here, especially like the aggressive black. Just to be a little bit less, full on 3 colors, but I'm only going to do that if I have cards worth playing other than these. I like the 2 removal spells, but like Wrathy Trapper and Skull Hunter aren't insane if I'm not playing them early. So I could see like bringing in these 2 kind of weird cards here. Wait, where did that Necro Pouncer go? Oh, here it is. And then cutting like boom, boom. Yeah, I guess I don't really know. We'll go and do something like this instead and load up a little bit more on green since some of our green cards help us find the black mana. Seems like we probably want that a little bit more. Plus we get to add another red source. So with this we end up with 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 green sources? That's super weak. 2, 4, 6, 8 black sources, or 8 red sources. And then 3 black. Keep in mind we also have, what is it, this thing right here, which helps us with the black mana. I feel like 7 green is just a little bit too light. I do want 2 swamps in the deck, though, I think. Our mana is just going to be sketch. It's just going to be sketch. But red is our biggest color commitment, so we can't skimp too much on that either. 2, 4, 6, 8 red sources. Alright, well, let's go ahead and jump in and see what we're up against. This seems like it could be fun. We don't know at all what we're going to play against. We can't even like play around anything, so we're just going to jam our cards and hope they're good enough. But yeah, this has been a Phantom Chaos draft. Thanks for joining me here. on Mana Rocks. We're going to go and jump into the matches, and I'll see you there. Alright, thanks for joining me here for this Chaos Draft. We're in match 1 right now with a hand that has cards in it. Doesn't do anything until turn 3 with Mudbutt and Torch Runner. We're on the draw here. Explorer doesn't do anything. Necropounce doesn't do anything, but we're kind of committed, so here we go. We could be playing against literally anything, so there's no point playing around anything at all unless I already know about it. And yeah, we'll go and pass it up. I do a lot of wacky drafts at my local game store, but those usually involve packs that are all like in standard or very current within the last couple years. Not very often you run into like New Phyrexia or Warwin or I don't know. There was a Legions pack, 7th edition. Just these things you never play against. 2/2 Death Touch. If they have a 4-power creature on board, it becomes a 3/3 Death Touch instead. Something that dies to Torch Runner, but we're probably going to take a hit off of it. Or we could just draw a bunch of garbage too, that's fine. Necropouncer seems pretty bad. Like, a lot of these cards are probably, you know, decent within their own format, not built for this sort of thing. Unfortunately, we're getting punished by being heavy red instead of heavy green here. If any one of these mountains was a forest, I'd be feeling actually pretty good. Canopy Spider, 1/3 reach. Okay. Sure. Not too worried about that one. I accept the Canopy Spider from the opponent. Sure. We'll go ahead and play Torch Runner here unless we draw something better. Be an awkward time to draw the forest, unfortunately, but it'd be fine. Cast Explorer later on down the line, that's cool too. County Heart Expedition. Alright, we're getting punished super hard now, drawing a bunch of green cards that ramp us. Once we get our green mana, they won't be as effective. And unfortunately, this is the only card in our hand that does anything. We're 3 turns away from Necropouncer, so we kind of need to top deck a forest. As it is, I'm probably just going to trade Torch Runner for Heir of the Wilds. This deals 3 damage to anything when it dies. Hopefully they attack with both. I can just block Canopy Spider, deal 2. I guess that doesn't really make any sense. Should just straight up trade it for Heir of the Wild. I assume they're attacking with both here. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, we'll go ahead and block here. And then when that dies, I'll go and shoot Heir of the Wild for 3. And things could get scary. Green is usually one of the better colors for these sorts of things because they just have, you know, raw, powerful creatures. Forest. Warspite, or Changeling, I guess that's fine. Well, not going to play around counter magic at all. If they have counter magic, then sure, they counter my guy. This seems pretty good, though. Just pay red, give it a first strike. It's a Changeling, which matters for, like, one other card in my deck. Means it's all creature types. Comes up every now and then. Canopy Spider getting in there. Man, they could have flash creatures, control magic effect. Like, we could run into literally anything. Another green card. They are laughing at us now. Necropouncer coming down next turn. Again, I'm just not playing around tricks or anything. Not playing around flash creatures. Not playing around anything at all. I just don't have enough information to do anything here. Thankfully, the opponent didn't do anything on their last couple turns. Oh, Canopy Spider's getting in there. Rumble in the jungle. And opponent just passes back. Ooh, there's the forest. I think I'm still going to go... Oh, wait, hold on. 1, 2... No, I can't go explore into Necropouncer. So I will just cast this Necropouncer this turn. It's essentially a 6-mana 3/1 haste. How bad is that? Alright, opponent thinking about potential counter magic here. I do love the art. I love me some Phyrexian art. I'm expecting something here. My opponent hasn't done anything on 4 or 5 mana. All right, here comes something. Oh, straight up fog. Okay. M13 fog, nonetheless. I mean, worse things have happened than my opponent playing fog against me. Do get to play Explore here. Should actually probably play Ruin in the Wake, go get a Forest, and then play Explore. Ooh, this seems good. Let's go ahead and do combat first. Am I okay trading off this Germ for Canopy Spider? Probably. Yeah, let's... I guess I should do this all before combat. Whatever. If they want to go ahead and trade Canopy Spider for my Germ, then that's fine. I can re-equip Necro Pouncer to Warspike Change, which seems pretty good. Potential 5-power first striker. Alright, no fog that time, so this, yeah, fetches up a land, and if I don't have a waste, it puts in my hand. And if you, I guess if you fetch up a waste, it puts on the battlefield. But we're going to get a forest, play that forest, explore, or I could play Colony Heart Expedition and try to get that going. I don't really need more lands, though. This Colony Heart Expedition does not seem great. Could also play Dagger Dare Kithkin. I don't need to explore right now. Let's just go and play this. I can do all of this next turn. In fact, I can even play Expedition first. Alright, here comes a counterspell. Summoner's Bane. Counter it to get a 2/2 blue illusion from Zendika. Okay. That's pretty dope. We'll go ahead and equip here. Opponent is down to 2 cards. What, did that counter a creature spell? Okay. Good to know about. Good to know about. Kind of cool art here. Coral Merfolk. Alright, we got us a 2/1. The race is on. Thankfully, I got a pretty big boy here. Alright, Ledinmer. So I'm going to go ahead and play Expedition into Explore first, in case I draw something that influences combat at all. Be good to have that before I go jamming my 6-power creature into my opponent's 2/1. Let's go ahead and explore now. I'm going to play this Ledinmer, I guess. Alright. We'll go and put some counters on this Colony Heart Expedition. And jam for 6 and play a Ledinmer. We have all the mana anyone could ever ask for here. Okay, I accept this attack. I'm going to go ahead and play Ledinmer. See if my opponent has another counterspell for a creature. Probably not another one of these. There's a very weird dynamic to what's going on here. Like, I have no idea what to expect. I don't like being in a position where my opponent could just top deck literally any card in all of Magic and jam on me. But again, my opponent's playing like Fog and a vanilla 2/1 Canopy Spider. Like, these are some really random creatures. Whenever you cast an artifact, you may untap target creature. It's a 1/3 flyer. Alright, well, that's not very good. Thankfully for me. At the very least, if I draw a land here, despite having a million lands, I get to thin out 2 more lands from my deck. I've drawn 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I can cast this, can't I? And it even gains me some life. So I could put Necro Pouncer on Ledinmer. And then Tidy Conclusion this thing. I like the idea of just keeping this Tidy Conclusion in my hand, in case my opponent plays something bigger than like a 1/3 or a 2/2. Oh, plus if Ledinmer attacks, I can't even cast Tidy Conclusion. My opponent's going to take 6 here? Or are they going to use some sort of trick? Come on, Packer Backer, what you got? Six-power first striker is a pretty big deal. Whenever you cast, I own a foil copy of this card. I still don't even know what it does. Accurate information is a precious commodity in times of war. Yeah, okay, sure. Opponent's at 8. Opponent is at 8. Wouldn't mind drawing my giant 9/9. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, Shroud, though. I can't put Necropouncer on it and give it haste. But if I draw any other creatures, I can put Necropouncer on it, and suddenly those creatures have haste. Opponent's attacking with the 1/3. They're probably going to cast an artifact and untap it. That or they just plan on blocking anyway. No, they do nothing. That's a little bit odd. 3 cards in hand, not doing anything. My opponent has not cast very many spells this game. Well, I mean, besides all those. But considering how much mana they have not used, they have not cast a lot of spells. Alright, well, like I was saying, that's land number 10, but at least it filters 2 more lands out of our deck here. So that'll be 12 lands. That means almost a fourth of our deck will be lands, so we have probably like a 3 and 4 chance of drawing spells for the rest of this game. Plus, we're doing alright on board. Our opponent's shown that they don't have too much going on unless they drew something last turn. Doesn't seem like it. Kind of getting the beat down here. I don't think I have any landfall creatures in my deck, so holding on to the Heart Expedition doesn't seem like it's going to benefit me very much. And this gets basics, right? Remove 3 quest counters, search your library for up to 2 basics, put them on the battlefield tapped. I'll go ahead and do this before my turn, just to thin the deck out. Go and get Swamp Forest. Ooh, Porcelain Legionnaire is a nice one. In fact, we're going to go ahead and cast that and put Necropouncer on it. And then I'll have 2 potential first striking creatures coming at my opponent. So Necropouncer here. Good tidy conclusion and go for the win. Not show my opponent that I have this. They have to chump block anyway. They have to block this, so I'll attack with the Leaden Mirror as well. 4 cards in hand, not sure exactly what my opponent could have. Looks like they're just chumping the big boy. Alright. Go down to 4. Maybe they're missing a color or something like that. Maybe they're like a 3-color deck, they just straight up don't have the 4th. Ah, see? But I can kill anything that's not hexproof or shroudy. Plus I have a million creatures on board. Okay, so my opponent just showed me they had white and then conceded. I would advise against doing that. All of our artifact stuff seems like it's not going to be very good. In fact, nothing seems like it's going to be super relevant here. Target land becoming an artifact seems like it doesn't really matter. Timurit's whatever. Upwelling. It wouldn't have really even done anything that last game. Rain of Embers. 1 damage to each creature and each player. They didn't show us a lot of X1s. In fact, they might not have showed us any X1s. And they didn't show us anything where Graveyard Hate seems like it'd be important. So, yeah, we'll just run the same exact deck here and hope we can beat our opponent's Canopy Spiders and what have you. Cleansing Beam, probably not great against them either, since they have like 1/3s and stuff like that in their deck. But they're playing blue and white, so Cleansing Beam has a good chance of being able to hit a bunch of their creatures without hitting mine. It's a very awkward card. Radiance is such a, like, I don't want to say it's a bad mechanic, but it leads to some very confusing things. There are some Radiance cards in Ravnica that are just like, what? Like, I think there's a Radiance card that gives target creature protection from the color of your choice, and then every other creature on board that shares a color with it gets protection from the color of your choice, but that includes your opponent's creatures. If they have creatures that share a color with the thing you're targeting, it's really weird. Like, the only Radiance card I actually know that I play outside of formats like this is Bright Flame, and even that's a weird card. Oh, the 1-lander and all of the ramp payoff. Not keeping this. Which is a shame, because these are some of our better cards. I'm not sure how my opponent beats a 9/9 uninteractable card, but we'll go ahead and scry and hope for something a little bit better. So what does this do again? Right, and we have the Ledinmer. This is a little bit better. Ooh, Explore on top, for sure. That's actually really nice. Well, I mean, it actually might not be that nice. Probably just a cantrip, but if we just draw like land, it'd be pretty good. And pass. Warbreak Trumpeter seems like it'd be better much later on. At the very least, play it on turn 3 as a 2/2. Gonna go ahead and cast... Oh, no blue this time. Tangle Hulk, so we're back to kind of the hand we mulliganed. I like Ledinmer a little bit better here. Well, Ledinmer guarantees I have 3 mana next turn, whereas Explore could just not hit land. And don't really have a use for 3 mana next turn, but who knows, we'll see. Pegasus Charger, flying first strike. So 2/1 flying first strike, just a ton of reminder text. Ooh, Covenant of Blood's pretty cool. I am going to explore here, hoping to hit a land. I would like to just hit my land drops. Alright, I'll take a Guildgate. And pass it back. Can even cast Tidy Conclusion on something if we need to at some point. And it's not like Pegasus Charger is going to threaten us too much. I think my opponent's deck is a little bit on the weak side. Wonder if they were in the same draft as me. I think this card might have been in that pack, but that... What is this? Urza's Legacy, maybe? Bottle Gnomes. These are cards I saw in the draft. Sack it, you gain 3 life. None of these are cards that kill me. I mean, this kills me, but not right away. Here I can go Morph plus Fire Shrine Keeper. Yeah. I kind of like that. And then next turn we could even flip this up and make 1 goblin if we really need to. If we draw a land, we can make 2. Cast this face down. Opponent missing blue mana right now as it is. And the following turn, we have 3. We're 1 mana away from casting Covenant of Blood if we need to. 1 mana away from casting Tangle Hulk. And 1 mana away from casting Tidy Conclusion. So we definitely have things going on here. I don't see a need to Tidy Conclusion anything yet, but I would probably Covenant of Blood this Pegasus if I need to. Wouldn't mind just rattling off a ton of lands here. Or like ruining their wake or something like that. Alright, that's pretty good. I guess I want to get Tangle Hulk down. This is something to start threatening the opponent. I don't really need to Covenant of Blood anything that they're playing here. So let's do that, eh? And I guess I can attack with Fire Shrine Keeper. Could be running into some sort of jank, but fine with it. If it happens, they want to kill my 1/1, then so be it. I don't have any reason to suspect my opponent's deck is full of, like, huge removal spells or anything like that. Especially since they just became a white-green deck instead of a blue-green deck. Oh, you can't do that. This thing has Menace. And this thing hits pretty hard. Plus Regenerate on it's nice. I've never seen this card before. Colonian Behemoth. Do not fire upon it. It is bad luck and waste of arrows. I guess I've never really played M10, so... I know M10 is a very bomb-heavy format, but, you know, that's how core sets are. I imagine my opponent's got a bunch of blue cards in hand here. Let's go ahead and attack with Tangle Hulk and Fire Shrine Keeper. Actually, 2 mana away from activating this ability, just blows up both their creatures. Can even attack with the Morph here. They just free block it, but they can't, like, chump and do something. Yeah, why not? I don't care if they want to use a trick. I'm probably going to just use this ability on their end step or something like that. Makes Covenant of Blood a little bit easier to cast. Oh, they are just gonna go for that right now. So they'll stay at 19 this way. All right. Guess I gotta watch out for like wraths. But I don't really know how much I actually need to watch out for wraths here, so whatever, right? As far as this format goes, I'm not playing around anything until I see it. FYI, while my opponent's taking their turn, if you are one of the people who is still seeing this in 480p, please let me know. I'm a little bit confused why my videos started having a little bit lower quality. I changed back to the old recording software to see if it'd make a difference, but I would like to hear from people if there's still an issue with it. Because I do not like to watch videos that are blurry, so I can't imagine my viewers want to watch videos that are blurry. Alright, let's go ahead and morph this thing. For 2, and this makes what? 2 1/1 goblins. Warbreak Trumpeter. Another card I've never seen before. Alright, we are untapping. I feel like I'm playing into a Wrath or something like that. Probably won't even play this Colonian Behemoth if I don't need to. Just in case I am playing into a Wrath. There's no point, like, getting my big bomb here. Wrath, I'd rather hold up, like, the Regenerate and just attack with what I already have on board. Probably not even playing that. My opponent is not playing anything at all. And I'm still going to keep Lead and Myrrh back in case I need to cast Tidy Conclusions. This gives me the second black source, but everything else can jam. I'll just keep the rest of my creatures in hand. Remember, my opponent has Fog in their deck, so at some point that'll get me for a turn, but they're not really killing me here. Then they just took 9. I do have lethal on board next turn if they attack. Ooh. They hit blue mana. What a twist! What a twist! I'm sure that unlocks some number of cards in their hand. Hopefully they just tap out for some big creature, Tidy Conclusion it. Oh, Rox Warmonk. So my opponent was in our pod because we opened this foil Rox Warmonk. Be a really weird coincidence for them to have one of those. But are you attacking with your Pegasus? I feel like you don't attack anymore. I'm going to Tidy Conclusion this Rox Warmonk. I don't want any lifelinkers sticking around here. Black. Alright. Probably just jamming with everything regardless of first strike here. Probably not Lead and Myrrh though. If I'd played this last turn, then I could literally jam with everything. Zada's Commando. Alright, let's go ahead and attack. If they want to eat a 1/1, that's fine. They take 9. In fact, if I attack with everything, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. And this deals 4. I'm just going to attack with everything here. They can block a 1 toughness creature and take 5, or they could just throw this away and take 5. Or I'm sorry, if they block a 1 toughness creature, they go down to 1. If they block this, they lose a creature, and I don't lose anything. They go down to 5. That's assuming they have nothing in hand. But Covenant of Blood can deal 4 to their face. Yeah, that's a pretty smart block if they're not worried about dying. And I'm just going to pass it back. Opponent's going down to 1 this way. Ooh, they could have first striked and then fogged. That would have been pretty cool. First strike, kill my guy, and then play fog so the rest of my creatures don't deal damage. You're at 1, though, so I'm not 100% sure what they're doing here. They probably have fog in hand if they're not just, like, auto-conceding. And they just auto-conceded, so I don't really know what was going on there. They must have been sitting pretty close to me to get this Rox Warmonk, because I picked Olivia and passed that. And then they probably just went into Bant for it and didn't see very much. So, yeah, I think we saw pretty much all of the cards. I didn't really pay attention to this Pegasus Charger if it was in one of the packs we saw, but whatever. We took round 1. Let's see if we can take round 2. All right, welcome back to the gun show. And by that, I mean round 2. No green mana again. I should probably change the composition of my mana base if this is happening 2 games in a row. But turn 2 Porcelain Legionnaire or Leaden Mirror is pretty good, and I'm on the play, so see what we're up against this time. Go and play the Guild Gate and pass. Probably just going to play Porcelain Legionnaire against Mother Runes. Okay. That's pretty strong. Makes me kind of want to not play Porcelain Legionnaire since it can't attack into that anyway. Man, turn 1 Mother Runes. Card is bonkers. Pretty good against a lot of my deck, too. My removal spells in general. So, Porcelain Legionnaire is not getting in there. It's probably more important to have Leaden Mirror down. Or I could play Deadly Recluse, but my opponent, if they're smart at all, is not attacking with that Mother of Runes. In fact, Mother of Runes basically has Defender. Not exactly. Unruly Mob gets a 1/1 counter whenever a creature dies. Okay. Remember, we only have 1 double black card in our deck. So, kind of important. I guess I should get the Swamp down. I don't know if my opponent's playing, like, janky cards or not. I'm gonna go ahead and play, I guess. I could play 2 things. Should probably be, like, Legionnaire plus Dagger Dare. Just get some attackers on board. Or I could just play the 2 green creatures and not worry about the Legionnaire right now. And not too worried about it. I think I want to get this down for sure. And Deadly Recluse is just fine here. Guess I don't want to give my opponent a free attack into me with Unruly Mob, so I'll play Deadly Recluse. I'll pass. Need to find a clever way to get rid of Mother Runes this game. Tranquil Cove from Eternal Masters into Wall of Omens. Alright, so Wall of Omens. Ooh, Necropouncer. That gets past Mother of Runes. You can even play it next turn. Oh, wait, no it doesn't because it makes a black germ. They can just give pro-black. So if I attack, they can just freely block and give protection from the color of my choice. I guess that was one reason to play Porcelain Legionnaire instead, so I'd have 2 different colored creatures. As it is, I don't really have an attack. I guess Leaden Mirror can attack. But they can just chump it or freely block with Wall of Omens, so let's go and play Porcelain Legionnaire and just pass the turn, I suppose. This isn't going well, but if I get rid of Mother Runes, then it'll be fine. Against the blue-white kind of this sort of deck. Unruly Mob and Wall of Omens don't tend to fit in the same kind of decks very much. Proven Combatant. And a Wizard Mentor. 3 mana, return Wizard Mentor to target creature you control to their owner's hand. Alright, that's kind of cool. Fortunately, a bunch of garbage here. If I play Necropouncer and attack with that, plus Porcelain Legionnaire, then they still have the Mother of Runes trick. So I think I should play Necropouncer and not attack. And then next turn, attack with Necropouncer plus Porcelain Legionnaire. See what happens. This seems like it could be very annoying. Opponent's playing kind of a aggressive deck here, I suppose. Keep in mind, Mother of Runes can give protection for attacks too. But I've got a pretty nice suite of different colored creatures here. What I'm going to have to do is put my opponent in a position where they tap Mother of Runes to use the ability and then use like a removal spell on it to get it off board. Something like Pyrotechnics would just be absurd. But this thing, return Wizard Mentor and target creature you control to their owners. Yeah, that could be pretty good. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Right now, it's kind of a stalemate, but I'm out of cards, and my opponent still has 3 cards left. Plus, they have the significantly better card in Mother of Runes. And we draw a bunch of nothing. Let's see. If I attack with the Germ and Porcelain Legionnaire, then they block. I guess I could attack with Deadly Recluse too. At the very least, I don't think I'm losing a creature. Plus, they have this mentor to kind of bounce some stuff back. Ooh, they can bounce Wall of Omens and replay that. It's kind of a gross combo. Make me use this ability, and then Mother of Runes. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just give this thing a boost. Sure. They can even bounce creatures back and everything. Kind of like what's going on here. I mean, I don't like it, but I like what my opponent has. So yeah, give that protection. Oh, that's bad. I forgot if my creature would just die. That was dumb. And they get to play a 6/6, or I'm sorry, a 4/4. Why did I do that? I'm not 100% sure why I did that. And they Resounding Wave. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. When you cycle it, return 2 permanents. Huh. Not sure why they bounced Necropouncer there. It's a little bit weird. Ooh, Godpharaoh's Faithful. Alright, opponent's got a bunch of kind of weaker cards, but they're beating us on board by a lot right now. We're going to need something pretty good. Mog Flunkies is okay, but as long as Mother of Runes is on board, I just cannot get through. So I can play both of my cards here and be empty-handed, which I don't love. Olivia Voldaren, that's a card I would like here. Opponent's got a little bit of a draw engine going on. They can gain some life with Godpharaoh's Faithful. They can bring back this 4/4. Yeah, Proven Combatant, which is a black creature, interestingly enough. I threw away my whatchamacallit. Zada's Commando seems pretty bad. Could put Necropouncer on it. That way, one thing they can, well, I guess, I think I'm gonna do that actually. It just means if they want to attack with this 4/4 or something, then I've got 2 creatures that can block it pretty profitably. In order to get through, they're gonna have to like Mother of Runes a creature. And my creature blocks. I mean, we're at a huge stalemate here. Until I find a way to deal with specifically this card, I can't really attack into them. And the combination of this plus Wall of Omens means my opponent can outdraw me here, so I need to draw some non-land spells here. That is for sure. Ooh, Sudden Shock. I forgot that was in my deck. That kills Mother of Runes. They can't respond. They can't use this to save it either. Wow, that might be the perfect card here. Split Second means my opponent can't activate abilities in response, so they can't use either of their 2 protection abilities on that. They will grow their Unruly Mob here. But I think I now get a clean attack with Zada's Commando. They can bounce, of course, with this Wizard. And Unruly Mob's going to be a 3/3, which is kind of annoying. But we get rid of the most problematic card. Wow, Sudden Shock is kind of insane there. I could attack with Mog Flunkies too. Just going to attack with the 5/2 and make him use this Wizard Mentor, which I assume is what's going to happen here. Block with Wall of Omens, use Wizard Mentor to bounce them both back. Sure thing. And then put Necropouncer on the Death Toucher. First Strike and Death Touch is pretty... Or I'm sorry, this doesn't have First Strike, does it? Nope. Man, I really wish I had... Oh, Gavany Township. I really wish I hadn't thrown away my Porcelain Legionnaire. Gavany Township is absurd. My opponent needs green mana to activate it. Here comes the Wizard Mentor. Now we need something like Pyrotechnics to shoot through. This is the next big creature that we need to get rid of. And a Morph, which could be literally any card in existence, so not worth even trying to guess about it. Olivia, there we go. There we go. So, Olivia, Right now I have 6, 7, 8 mana. So 4, 2 to put Necropouncer on it, and then I can even ping for 1. Or I could pay 4 and just double shoot this Wizard Mentor, which is probably what I'm going to do here. Or shoot the Morph if I feel like that's going to be one of the bigger threats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I need to use at least 1 red mana. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Olivia's pretty good. And shoot down creatures or attack this turn. I think I want to shoot down this Wizard Mentor while I can. Turns this into a 4/4, which is pretty beefy. Yeah, let's just shoot down the Wizard Mentor while we can. Stops their draw engine, grows Olivia a little bit. Hopefully Olivia will survive. Alright. Kind of scared what this morph could be, to be honest. I mean, if I untap with Olivia, I feel like I'm doing fantastic, but it's asking quite a bit here. Opponent hasn't really interacted with my creatures much. Alright, what is this? Aven Farseer. 2 mana. Whenever a permanent is turned face up, put a 1/1 counter on it. Okay, and what else did they just cast there? I'm sorry, what did I just miss there? What did I just miss that they tapped my Olivia? Oh, Burden of Guilt. 1 mana to tap enchanted creature. Okay, that's fine. So I can go ahead and kill off a thing. I can still use Olivia's abilities, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and trade off the Deadly Recluse for Unruly Mob, because that's the one that gets biggest. And then I'm just going to take 4 from this thing for now. Remember, for 5 mana, you can take a Vampire. So I can actually just start stealing my opponent's creatures. I think I want to shoot their Morph, though. Make him use a mana to tap Olivia here. And then I can just take their Proven Combatant. Okay, let that happen. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm not gonna block here. I'm just gonna start taking creatures and using Olivia. If Gavany Township happens, then I could be in a lot of trouble. But I think I'm gonna use this turn to target the Morph. I'll shoot this down. I have 1, 2, 3 activations on Olivia. So my blocks will look something like don't do anything, just not gonna run into any tricks here. Go and shoot this thing down. Opponent can morph this and put a counter on this. I can just activate again to shoot this down again. And then I can go ahead and shoot down Proven Combatant. Or rather, deal 1, turn it into a Vampire, untap, and take it. Gonna have to morph this in order to save this creature here. Ooh, this is a very interesting set of interactions here. Alright, so it was Mischievous Quasar, which copies an instant or sorcery, and it can turn itself face down. Alright, so that doesn't really do anything. Just makes me use another activation here, which is fine. And then I will use one more activation on the Quasar. Cool. And I'm intending to go ahead and steal their Mischievous Quasar on my turn with Olivia. Cathodian. So that costs how much mana? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and still keep up an activation here. Let's go and just do this while we can. 2, 3, 4, 5. Opponent can turn it face down, I suppose. Center Soul. Target creature gains protection from the color of your choice until next turn. I mean, that's cool, I guess. That's going to rebound as well, so they can give something protection on their turn. Alright, let's go ahead and just jam with... This has pro red, so they can just free block this turn, I suppose. So we are not doing that. I could cast Cathodian here. I could cast my Morph as well. I think I'd rather just use Olivia's ability again on a different creature. Let's see what they target with Center Soul. I assume it's going to target Proven Combatant. Ooh, okay. That's going to get pro red for the turn. Cool. Yep, probably just going to chump this thing now. Actually, this can't block alone, can it? No. So I'm going to go for a double block on this. Puts me down to 7. Opponent still has a very high life total. But with Olivia able to steal any creature that comes down, I'm feeling okay. I'm going to go and target their God Pharaoh's Faithful. Because taking that means I might be able to gain some life. Play out all of my lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can even cast Cathodian or Morph here. So let's go and just take your Quasar now. Oh, they're responding. Oh, they're turning it face down. Okay. Still a vampire. It's a 2/2 for me instead of a 3/3 since I can't really use the ability. I'm going to go ahead and attack with Zada's Commando here. And if they block with anything, I can go ahead and double shoot whatever creature they block with. Cool. And just get that out of the way. Not super concerned about stealing that one. Man, this has been a ridiculous game. I got a little bit lucky, of course. And the game's not over yet. Alright, let's go Mountain. I guess just get their blocker out of the way. It's a lot of mana to do that, but it's fine. Then I can start jamming with everything. 2, 3, 4, 5. Gain control of your vampire wall. Man, Olivia is just busted. Alright, tap that. Makes sense. Don't have a lot of pressure on the opponent, but at least we get to start just slamming creatures now. I should have put Necropouncer on something. Not exactly playing optimally here. But at least if they play a creature, I can go and shoot it with Olivia, take it on my turn. My opponent's probably got like 1 green source in their deck for Gavany Township. Fire Shrine Keeper actually does something. Let's go and play that and put Necropouncer on it. I'm playing into a Wrath, of course, super hard. Oh, Rewind. Okay. Good to know about. I'll play Cathodian here. Still put Necropouncer on it. And attack attack with everything that can attack. Power haste. Alright, and suddenly the opponent's at 7, so what you got for us here? Burden of Guilt. Alright, so real quick, let me just look. I might want to bring in one of those things that destroys a land for Gavany Township. And then we'll consider Mother Runes and this Wizard here too. Opponent's got some counterspell, some instant speed protection, but as it is, their creatures don't actually do a lot of damage. So something like this should basically end the game against non-Mother of Runes cards. 1 damage to each creature and each player. That doesn't really... I mean, that kills Mother of Runes, but only if it's already activated. Whenever a creature attacks or blocks, its controller loses 3 life. Pretty good to put on like Wall of Omens, but they have ways to bounce their own creatures, so enchantments seem pretty bad. Destroy target artifact. Yeah, most of these cards seem like things I don't really want. Target land becomes an artifact in addition to its other types. Timuret. Just don't think I want to change very much. I don't think changing anything does much here. I could bring in like Wrathy Trapper. It's not great against any of the cards they really showed us. Alright, we'll just run it back. I played pretty sloppy that game, like very sloppy, but it is 1 in the morning, so cut me some slack, right? Opponent seems like they have a bunch of good cards and a bunch of bad cards. Sudden Shock is probably my best answer to, whatchamacallit. This hand is very sketch, but I'm going to keep it. No black for Olivia, and then a 6 and a 7 drop. Well, there's the black for Olivia, and we saw how good that was last game. The only answer they really showed for it was Rewind. We don't have double black to activate it this time. Good old Wall of Omens on turn 2. I don't mind just drawing a bunch of lands here. That's actually pretty good. I'll probably Sudden Shock almost anything my opponent plays that I can. Oh, let's not concede. Discard a card, return it to its owner's hand. Yeah, I don't think we'll be doing that. I think I'm just going to play Olivia next turn if I can. Oh, I guess they can't even activate that ability in response to Sudden Shock, so I could just take this down if I want. I'm going to take 2, let them untap. Or I'm going to take 2 and see if they play another creature here. If not, I'll probably Sudden Shock this thing. Skywind even. And if they just pass the turn here, I got to expect Rewind, right? But I'm not going to expose Olivia to Rewind, so I can just pass here. Alright, that's a card I can play pretty safely. If they want to rewind that, then so be it. Didn't think so. I guess Necropouncer is going to be one of the big rewind targets. They might not even rewind that, to be honest. These cards just don't pressure me. Now I'm going to go ahead and just Sudden Shock this thing. I can't respond to it. So there is no activating of the ability. You cannot rewind Sudden Shock if you're trying to do that. But you can play a spell after that. Alright, opponent says, sure, whatever. So I'm going to go and pass back and say, sure, whatever. Now we know for a fact they have Rewind in their hand. It seemed pretty obvious when they left up 4 mana, but now it's even like more obvious. If at any point they tap out, I'm going to go and cast Olivia. Raptor Companion, okay. But what set is it from, Rivals? Wow, we have drawn literally all lands, though. Go and play the Forest, cast Necropouncer, and hope this is juicy enough for them to want to rewind. Which I'm kind of happy they do, since it's not even good against their O4s. That's the only counterspell I saw from them in Game 1. If Raptor Companion attacks, I probably won't block right away, because Olivia can just shoot this down if it resolves. Wayfaring Temple. So this creature has power and toughness equal to the number of creatures you control. Oh, and they're going to draw 3 more cards? That's pretty sick. And then it populates whenever it deals combat damage, which just means it makes a copy of any token they control. So I'm going to go ahead and take the hit here. Could just play my big Shroud Boy. I mean, what do they do about that? Alright, Shroud Boy coming down. I guess they could play a bunch of creatures and make Wayfaring Temple, you know, big. Or... Actually, can I just take Wayfaring Temple here? Oh no, because I have to play Olivia, right, duh. Yeah, let's just play friggin' 9/9. Deal with that. Opponent drawing 3 cards there was kind of gross. Ooh, Triumph of Gerard. And Mother of Runes. Well, we're going to shoot down Mother of Runes while we can. Hopefully their last spell is not Counterspell. But this ought to be pretty good. They're like, no Olivia, no Olivia. Boom, Olivia Voldaren. And this is going to go ahead and shoot down Mother of Runes. And shoot down Raptor Companion. This also shrinks Wayfaring Temple while we do it. God, sick. Alright, question here. Do I attack with my 9/9 and then accept a hit for quite a bit back? Nah, it's just holding it back. Vampire Elemental. Are you ready to become a Vampire Elemental? So what I'm going to do is wait until this triggers and then take control of Wayfaring Temple. What was the morph last time? I don't even remember. Wasn't anything super impactful. And then our 9/9 should be able to take over this game. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana, so I can go 2 to this, take control of it, and then 1 to something else to make it a thing. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pass. They can go ahead and Triumph of Gerard here if they want. And then I'll start attacking next turn. Could probably even attack this turn. I highly doubt they have anything to stop me from taking their creature. They could have Center Soul, which is probably a reason to do this now before they draw. Oh, I guess they've already drawn for the turn. Go and try it out, I suppose. Center Soul is a way for me to potentially lose here. Alright, so that just happened. Go and try to take control of it. Oh, it's happened very poorly. Should have kept an activation up to shoot that morph. Just turn it into a vampire so Olivia can take it afterwards. Alright, they do have Center Soul, which means I'm gonna... Oh no, they have Azorius Charm. They're just cycling Azorius Charm. And then they're copying Azorius Charm to draw 2 cards? They're trying to hit Center Soul here. Alright, it was the Mischievous Quasar. Alright, well, thanks for your Wayfaring Temple with extra counters on it. Now my opponent is in exceptional trouble. Yeah. Alright, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start attacking with everything here. Don't mind the jumps. And I'm gonna play Torch Runner, because if I really need to, I can just shoot it off with Olivia and deal 3 to something. Yeah, that seems about right. Wow, Olivia Voldaren is busted. Playing around Rewind, so smart. Opponent made it kind of obvious, though. Not that they were wrong to play the way they did, but I do not think they should have rewound Necropouncer. And the reason is my Necropouncer couldn't get through their O4s. And then if they're scared about me suiting up another creature and giving it haste, they just save Rewind for the next creature I cast. And I don't have anything to put Necropouncer on. So I think my opponent probably played a little bit poorly there. Also, I'm pretty sure attacking or blocking creature on top of... They could have... No, I guess they didn't really have another good option. They were really trying to hit Center Soul there. But even then, I just take a big hit, and then I take their Wayfaring Temple on my turn before Center Soul has a chance to rebound. But anyway, let's see if our deck can go ahead and take the finals here in this Chaos Draft. All right, welcome back to the finals of this Chaos draft. We're already netting even on our play points, so we've got another draft in us at some point. Still, we're going to try to go ahead and take the finals here. No green mana, but also no green cards, and at least we have some things to play. Not that they're super powerful. We'll keep. Opponent's going down to 6 here. Teho Tag is going down to 6. And scrying to the bottom. And passing with a mountain. Ooh, the forest. Don't actually mind the forest. I don't currently have a 2-drop. I'll play Fire Shrine Keeper. And then if I draw a 2-drop, I'll just play my 2-drop. If not, I'll go and get this Guildgate down next turn. Like here, I'll go ahead and play this Dagger Dare Kithkin. I guess I attack first. I feel like these Chaos drafts have the potential to be super fun. So I would anticipate seeing a lot more of these instead of M19 videos. Now, I could use a mana to deal 2 extra damage this turn, or I could just play Torch Runner. Torch Runner doesn't seem like it's doing too much, so I'll try to get in the extra damage while I can this turn. It's not even a huge blowout if my opponent just kills this creature. Yeah, get the Guildgate down, and then pass the turn. Menace and +2/+2 on attacks. This card's a common. Like, how difficult was it to play against this card? Guess it doesn't give blocking creatures a boost. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing and then play Torch Runner. Opponent's not doing anything, which makes me kind of scared they have giant green creatures. But they're at 13 already. And we have a Mud Button Torch Runner coming down. Oh boy. Plus this has Menace. Alright, Boros Garrison, bouncing a land for no value. This is from Ravnica. It's been in so many sets. It's worth checking. Not that I get too much information out of it. But they didn't have anything on 4 mana last turn, so I doubt they have things on 3 mana. Seems like they just have a bunch of white cards here. I can't quite cast Necropouncer, so same deal as before. Attacking for 4 this turn. And then holding up Sudden Shock, I suppose. I guess I should actually use the ability on this one. Since if they had a removal spell, I want to incentivize them to use it on the Torch Runner. Opponent's at a very low life total, and I still have actual damage here. Between Torch Runner and Sudden Shock, they're at like a virtual 4. Vessel of Nascency is not going to do it here. This lets them look at or mill the top 4 and put basically a permanent back in their hand. So they need to hit pretty well off this to add to the board. Battlegate Mimic. Whenever you cast a red and white spell, it becomes a 4/2 with first strike till end of turn. What did they put back in their hand, though? Spite Bellows. This card's really cool. So basically, they can pay 3 mana to have it use it as a sorcery to deal 6 damage to something. Otherwise, it costs 6 mana to play it. Alright, pretty neat. Battlegate Mimic, huh? From, what is this, Morningtide? Or is that Eventide? I'm not 100% sure. I think that's Eventide. At any rate, opponent has to do something here. They can cast Spite Bellows with the lands that they have out. And I believe Spite Bellows is when it leaves the battlefield. Yeah, so doing something like Sudden Shock in response doesn't actually accomplish anything. Kind of hope they do that and then I just Necropouncer them. They're probably going to kill this Dagger Dare. Take 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, evoking Spite Bellows. Killing this thing. Smart. And we draw. Ooh, Warspike Changeling. Alright, let's just play Necropouncer and attack. 4, 5. Put the opponent down to 4, and then they are in a lot of trouble. Especially since I can just give another creature haste next turn. They don't know about the Sudden Shock, but they know about the Torch Runner. So let's see what they've got. 7 mana available to them. Oh, something big coming down here. 6 mana. Form of the Dinosaur. So that puts them back to 15, and remember they can start shooting me for, or shooting my creatures for 15. And then they played something else there? Hold on, what happened there at the end? Oh, they cast a Hooten Mandrills, right? It's on board. It's right here. Alright, so that's pretty good. I don't have a really good answer to that, do I? This has probably stabilized, has it not? Let's see, I can go ahead and play Warspike Changeling, give it haste as a 6-power first striker. And then they either block or they take 6. Don't really have too much as far as alternatives go. This is not a May ability, so they have to start shooting my creatures down. Which means they're going to have to kill Torch Runner at some point. I think they probably just chump this Warspike Changeling. Oh, I could have attacked with Fire Shrine Keeper there too. That was bad. Alright, yeah. So that makes sense. Then if they shoot that, they take 6. But then I'm left with kind of some pretty weak creatures. Oh no! I didn't give it first strike. Oh man, I messed up. It doesn't have first strike. I have to pay mana to give it first strike. All right, well, now I'm in a lot of trouble because I don't actually have a ton of power on board. All right, so kill the Torch Runner. They take 1, and then they take another 3. Oh man, I messed up. Oh well. Can't do anything about it now. My big 9/9 would be great. It has Shroud, so you can't Form of the Dinosaur that one. I guess big creatures in general would be great because they have to kill things with Form of the Dinosaur. I missed a point of damage with Fire Shrine Keeper, and I also just threw away my creature. I deserve to lose this match. Or not the match. I'm not going to give my opponent the match there, but I deserve to lose at least this game. Ooh, please play another creature that dies to. I'm probably just going to Fire Shrine Keeper both their guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I can do that. And then it's just me at 14 versus them at 11 with Form of the Dinosaur. Probably favors them, but we'll see. At least my creatures get to hit the turn they come into play with Necropouncer, so that's probably pretty bad. But Fire Shrine Keeper does dome both of their creatures right now. Zada's Commando. Alright, we'll wait on that one. 1, 2. And pass it back. Little 1-drop doing work there. Alright, nothing to hit with Form. But 5-power first striker coming down. Goblin Piker? Okay. Whatever. Let's see. If I attack with Zada's Commando, they can chump or take 5 and then another 5. Probably chump. Either way, they're forced to take minimum 5 if they Form of the Dinosaur my creature. They probably don't want to take 5 and then another 5, so they probably block here, which is fine if they have to keep doing that. They go down to 6. Keep in mind, I have Sudden Shock, so I need to sneak in 4 points of damage somehow. Peace Walker Colossus. Alright. Opponent got handed the current standard cards. Oh, and Tangle Hulk off the top, huh? That's also insane against Form of the Dinosaur. In fact, it's so insane against Form of the Dinosaur, maybe I should just keep Regenerate mana. Nah. Alright. Neat. So, Peace Walker Colossus, huh? That might be enough to bring in Destroy an Artifact. What is it? Where is it? Oh, Dismantle. If that artifact had any counters on it, put that many 1/1 counters on, or charge counters on an artifact you control. Probably just worse than, like, Smelt, though, right? Didn't see a reason for Awful Snout. Wrathy Trapper could be good here. I might bring in... I don't want just a dead card, though, against what? Peace Walker Colossus? That's it? I'd probably just leave everything out for now and see what happens. I don't want Reign of Embers. Broodkeeper's kind of blah. Timoret is a creature that can come back, I suppose. We'll just submit what we have here and see if it's good enough to pull out the win against this opponent. Form of the Dinosaur was pretty huge there. Just, it puts your life total at 15, so they gained a bunch. And we fully deserved to lose that game, but I'm not going to fight anybody over it. I just, like, not only messed up that turn, but, like, messed up in, like, 3 different ways. Just the full-on punishment. It was bad. Fleet Feather Sandals. Bountiful Harvest. You gain 4 life or something. Brood Keeper. I wish I had enchantments. This card is busto when you put enchantments on it. It's kind of a problem with M15 is they had this card, but there was only like 2 enchantments worth putting on anything. It's like Hammer Hand and Inferno Fist, if I remember. Built to Smash could be a thing here. This thing has Flash. This is weird. Alex Horley Orlandelli. You got a weird mind. Mardu Skull Hunter, probably okay against him. Just very reluctant to have these black creatures that cost like 2 mana. Granted, Wrathy Trapper is really good later on. Mardu Skull Hunter loses a lot of its value later on in the game. Alright, so opponent is keeping this time, and I have Explore and one of my best cards plus the splash mana to play it, so let's see if we get there. Deadly Recluse is also good at just trading off with anything. Alright, Vessel of Nascency a lot better on turn 1 than turn 5 or whatever. Let's go ahead and just run out nothing here. Probably Explore next turn. Could just cast Deadly Recluse, though. When casting Explore doesn't really matter too much on turn 2 unless you know you're hitting lands, but now I kind of want to play Explore. Alright, yeah, we're going to go ahead and Explore since it guarantees we get a 3rd mana down this turn. Crack Vessel of Nascency in response, sure. So revealing Porcelain Legionnaire, Skeletonize, which they cannot get here, Battlegate Mimic, and a Mountain. And see which one they put in their hand. They can put anything that's not Skeletonize in their hand. So they put Porcelain Legionnaire into their hand. Which is good to know about, because that card's good. So we're back to resolving our Explore, I suppose. Ooh, perfect. Look at this. Oh, we already played a land this turn, too. Alright, well, I'm not too worried about Porcelain Legionnaire because Olivia Valdera can take care of it. Plus, I can just run out Torch Runner, and that can just block and kill it anyway. Probably try to get my opponent to use some removal before I run out Olivia Valdera into a naked board. As it is, I can play just one spell. I could play a Morph. Yeah, I'll play Torch Runner here. Just kind of blanks the Porcelain Legionnaire, or at least trades for it. If they kill this in some way, then Legionnaire dies. 4 mana. Something else. What was that? Pirates Pillage. So they discarded Forest. Oh yeah, discard Forest, draw 2 cards. And then make some treasure. Okay. Yeah, opponent realizing, hey, I can't really attack into that unless I want to lose my guy. Which I'm okay with them losing their guy. Play Tangle Hulk here. This is the type of card that might bait out a removal spell, especially since I don't have the mana to activate it right now. So if they have something like Spite Bellows, then they might play it here to kill Tangle Hulk. Otherwise, this card's pretty good. If I can hold up regeneration mana for it. This card is absurd against Form of the Dinosaur. If it's my only creature, they have to just jam damage into it. What was that? Treetop Bracers. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and can't be blocked except by creatures with flying. Okay, so it gives it like fake flying. Ooh, and Terashi's Grasp. So they kill my thing and gain 5 life? That's just rude. Can't be blocked except by creatures with flying. Okay, well, it's pretty good. Might have to run out Olivia now. That's actually a pretty sizable clock. Although I guess Sudden Shock. Sudden Shock kind of deals with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack with Mud Button Torch Runner. He's gonna run that torch, and then we're gonna go ahead and play a Morph and hold up Sudden Shock, I suppose. I would like to save Olivia for a turn where I can play Olivia and then also activate its first ability in the same turn, preferably killing a small creature in the process, but you can't have everything. Opponent cannot respond to Sudden Shock here, so I think it's going to be pretty good. Sudden Shock doing work this time. Killing a Mother of Runes was just huge. But killing this and getting this out of their hand too, just straight up 2-for-1 in the opponent there, pretty happy with it. Alright, this is a 2/2 double striker. It's a goofy looking goblin. And the Houdinist of the Mandrelists. Pyrotechnics. Huh, okay, so 4 damage divided how I choose. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then have Torch Runner deal the other 3 damage to Mandrills. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Pyrotechnics is great. Sure. Nice. Kill one of my own creatures, but it's a 1/1, right? And then I get to just go and blast this stupid 4/4 here. Stop that. There we go. Alright, that seems pretty good. Opponent's down to 2 cards, almost at the point where Olivia's gonna start smacking my opponent's face around. Plus, I've got a little bit of action left. Deadly Recluse against any super problematic creatures my opponent might play. Just holds down the fort very nicely. I mean, even even Dragon's Feared Silken Strands. Oh, hello. That card is busted. So anytime someone activates an ability or casts a spell, they have to choose this essentially as the target for it. It's a 2/4. Opponent has 1 card left. I think I'm going to go for Olivia now. And just hope my opponent's last card isn't like Spite Bellows, which doesn't feel like it is. But if I can gain control of this Coalition Honor Guard, my opponent might be in a lot of trouble. It means if they do draw an answer to Olivia, they're going to have to deal with the Honor Guard first. So 2 cards here to potentially deal with it, and they have a Ground Assault. Alright, that does the trick. Equal to the number of lands you control, so not really any Protocasting Star. Oh, your opponent's. Not really any point in activating Olivia's ability there. Ground Assault's good. It's good. Can I draw... What do I want? Necropouncer would be a fine draw here. Forest would be a draw. Can go and flip this up for 3, or I could just play a couple more creatures. Probably going to go play a couple more creatures first. Now I just need my opponent to not play some big scary creature, because that means if I draw a removal spell, I have to use their own Honor Guard before their big scary boy. I would love to draw my 9/9 Shroud. That would be pretty sweet. I will happily trade Recluse for your Coalition Flag Bearer Human Honor Guard. I think there's only 2 Flag Bearers. Alright, that's not a very good draw. In fact, probably not even going to play it. Deadly Recluse can attack. In fact, both of these can attack because of the Kithkin. And I think I'm fine getting damage in here. Let's go ahead and activate on the Recluse. Don't think my opponent's last card is anything super relevant there. And then I can activate this for 2, I suppose. Get down a bunch more attackers. My opponent is going to have to deal with this Dagger Dare, I think. Otherwise, I can just jam with everything. 4, 5. X is 2. Yeah. Wow, this card is nuts. For a common. Ooh, that is Commando. Don't mind that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and run it back. Attack with everything except for this. Get back here, Kithkin. No matter what they block, I'll just go and activate this on it. Yep. And then that'll save my creature and get in 3 damage with the rest. Play Azada's Commando. That one they can't even really block because of first strike. I'm pretty far ahead here. It doesn't feel like the opponent has too much going on there. 1 card in hand, up to 9 lands. Youch. Ooh. Alright. Anyway, go and run it back. This time add in 2 more power to the board. This time I'm probably just going to bump up a creature they don't block. They block like a 1/1. I'm probably going to suit up one of the other creatures. This way I get in 6 damage, put them down to 4, and then they're basically dead next turn. I mean, they'd be dead either way, but this makes it more likely that I kill them through a bunch of blockers if they draw any. Gonna go and play the Heart Expedition into the land here. Same reason I did in the earlier game, that if I just rattle off a bunch of lands, it at least thins out my deck a little bit. Does show my opponent I don't have anything, but I don't really need to be bluffing, right? Alright. Opponent's last turn to go ahead and draw something. And we got to take the full 3-0. Nice. That was actually a load of fun. There's something very interesting about just not knowing what to play around, opponent having potentially any card at their disposal. I think we got a little bit lucky. It didn't seem like our opponents ran into a lot of bombs. Plus, we drew very well with our Olivia and Sudden Shock and so on and so forth. So, got to go ahead and give luck its due credit there. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this Phantom Draft. I hope that was enjoyable to watch, and I hope it's a nice little break from M19, which it's kind of worn its way out. So we find some stuff to do until Ravnica comes out. But anyway, thanks for joining me. I had a lot of fun. I will be doing more of these for sure. That was great. Make sure you like, comment, and definitely subscribe down below. We're halfway to 300 subscribers. I'd like to hit that number. It'd be pretty sweet. And let me know about any of the video issues you might be having. If it's still only showing up in 480p, please let me know so I can do a little bit more tinkering and see what I can do as far as uploading in HD and stuff like that. But that's going to go ahead and take care of our video. Thanks for watching. Join me next time. My name's Timothy with Mana Rocks here, and I'll see you all next video.